out really, really good. They're a perfect side for any meal. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As most of you know, I've been carnivore now for almost 3 years. So I've been putting together some different recipes that pertain to carnivore, and I wanted to share this one with you today. I call this one carnivore skins, even though there are no skins involved, but it reminds me of like a potato skin like you would have at a restaurant as an appetizer or side. So thanks for joining me and watching my video. Leave your comments below, and please take a moment to subscribe and like the channel, and let me know if you want more content like this and I'll put it together. So basically we're going to do carnivore skins, and there's no measurement, there's just a few items that go in it. So what you're going to do is you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You're going to have like one of these. I like these. You can use any kind of muffin tin that you want to, but I like the silicone. They come out a lot better, cleaner, clean up better, that kind of thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to start out. You can use any cheese that you want to. Sometimes I grate my own. Sometimes I use it in a bag. Don't judge. Just use what suits you. So you're going to fill the bottom of your little muffin tins with some cheese. Like I said, whatever cheese you prefer. You can use mozzarella, you can use cheddar. I'm actually using a triple cheddar blend. And like I said, these remind me a lot of potato skins. However, there's no potatoes in here because I don't eat carbs. I know the cheese has a little bit of carbs in it because it's in a bag and shredded. Again, don't judge. You use the cheese that suits you. So I've got my cheese in here now, as you can see on the video. And I've already got some chicken here that I cooked up yesterday, and I put it in a bowl. And I'm going to put a little bit of chicken in each of the little muffin pans. It's not anything complicated. It's just simple. You just put what you feel like is a good amount in there, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to construct all these together and make it all work. So now I've got my cheese, I've got some chicken in each of the little muffin, silicone muffin. All right, so now I'm gonna come in. I've already cooked some bacon, and I like to crunch it up some. Take a few pieces of the crunched up bacon, sprinkle a little bit of it in each of the muffin tins, or not tins, muffin silicone, huh? And then just sprinkle a little bit in each one. And then we're going to go in next with some seasonings. And I like to use Pork King Good Ranch. So I'm going to put a little bit of ranch in each one of them. Make sure it's all going good. Just a little sprinkle of ranch in each one. Now keep in mind, when you cook these in the oven, they will shrink down. All right, this is some roasted garlic. I like it, it's a good flavor. I get it from the spice store. I'm gonna put a little bit of that in each one of them. I'm not measuring nothing. This one is granulated onion. I'm gonna put a little bit of that in each one. Then I'm gonna come in here with some crushed red pepper. I like the cayenne crushed red pepper. And this I'm going to put in my hand so that I know how much I get in each of the little muffin containers here. I like to sprinkle a little bit in there, not a lot. You do you. You sprinkle as much as you want. If you like it really spicy and really seasoning and really hot, then of course you're going to add a little more to it. But for now, I'm just going to put that amount in there. I like them middle of the road. Now I've got a block of cream cheese here that I cut down the middle, and I cut little pieces. So you're going to take a little square of cream cheese, and you're going to put one of those in each of your little muffin silicone holders. I don't want to call them muffin tins. They're not tins. But anyway, you get the point. So I'm going to put a little bit in each one of them. So each one of them gets a little piece of cream cheese. And there again, you don't have to measure this. You don't have to be particular about it. You can just put it together. and that's how you do it. The first time I ever made these, I put a little bit too much cream cheese in them. So you want, like, you know, you can just decide how much you want in it according to your size of your muffin cups. How about that? We'll call them muffin cups. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to put cheese on top now again, and that's going to kind of hold everything together. And like I said, this will sink down in the oven, so you want to make sure you fill your little cups up, because if you make them too low, then it'll look like you don't have enough in there. And basically I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and we're just going to put these in there, and we're going to let everything melt together. And there's not really anything to cook because the chicken's already cooked and the bacon's already cooked. So we're just melting this together. And normally when I do these, I do 24 of them. So I'll do 2 trays of 12. I actually put them in a freezer Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. And then when I'm ready for one, I just take it out, heat it up in the microwave, and there you go. You have the perfect side. They're good to have with steak, hamburgers, anything. They're just good to have by themselves as well. All right, so this is what your silicone muffin cups are gonna look like. And now I'm just gonna put these in the oven for about 10 minutes at 350 degrees. And then I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I come back. So I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so it's been in the oven for about 10 minutes at 350 degrees. And I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So when you pull it out of the oven, as you can see, the little silicone pans, see how much they've actually shrunk down? Even though we had the cups all the way full when we put them in, they shrink down after you cook them because it all just kind of shrinks down and cooks together. So now I'm going to let them cool for just a couple minutes or so because I want to make the other batch. Because like I said, I normally make 24 at a time, because then that way I have some in the freezer and I don't have to make them as often. Actually, these are not as well together as I would prefer. So I think I'm going to put them back in the oven for a couple minutes. As you can see, if I pull one out, they're still kind of a little bit more mushy than I would prefer. So let's go back to the oven for maybe 3 or 4 more minutes. As you can see, they've kind of shrunk down. They're kind of bubbly. And so normally I take them out and I let them cool a few minutes. But for video purposes, we're just going to go ahead and take them out. I normally just kind of run a little spatula around the edge of them. And of course, since it's in a silicone pan, they pop out real easy. So I'll just set them over on a plate for them to cool off, because I don't ever put anything in the refrigerator or the freezer when it's hot. So I'll just let them cool off a few minutes sitting here, and then they'll be ready for me to put them in freezer bags and freeze them. And then, like I said, I just pop one out here or there whenever I want one, with a steak or maybe even with a burger, you know, whatever the case may be. They make the perfect side. A lot of people say when you go carnivore, they're like, how do you do without sides? How can you go without sides? And, you know, it's really easy to go without sides, because a lot of times what you end up doing is you have 2 meats. You know, like you have bacon and eggs, or maybe you have steak and eggs, or you have steak and deviled eggs, or hamburgers with bacon, or you have like a steak with some shrimp, or steak with lobster. You know, anything like that works. And we're going to go for round 2. And it doesn't really matter what order you put this stuff in. So again, we're going with some cheese. Don't judge. I know it's bag cheese. You use whatever cheese works for you. So we're going to put a little bit of this in each of my cups, each of my little muffin cups here. Get a good base in there going. So you know what? I Actually, I have some ground beef in the refrigerator that I just cooked today and put some clean taco seasoning in it. And you know what? Just for fun, I'm gonna do these other 4 with hamburger, just because I have some in the refrigerator that's currently cooked. So you wanna get your ground hamburger, because you wanna cook it before you put any meat in these. You always wanna cook it. So, like I said, I do have some hamburger here that I cooked up today. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hamburger in each of these last 4. And this will just kind of be a trial to see how these do. So we're going to put our hamburger that's already cooked and has a little bit of taco seasoning in it. I bet these are going to be really good. We eat these quite often as a side. Okay, so I got my ranch, which is my Pork King Good Ranch. So I'm going to put this in each of the ones that are chicken. And I might sprinkle a little bit on the hamburger ones too. Why not, right? So I got a little bit of garlic powder. A little bit of onion powder. And then I'm going to do again like I did earlier with my crushed red pepper. I usually put that in my hand and sprinkle a little bit in each of the cups. That way I know how much is going in there. Because, I mean, you know, you don't want it so hot that you can't taste any of the other flavors. But there again, if you like yours spicy and you like it hot, then you do you. All right, then we're gonna come in here with our bacon. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of bacon in each of my cups that have the chicken in. I'm not gonna put any bacon in my hamburger ones. Now I'm going to come in with my little dollop of cream cheese, is what I like to call it. And like I said, you can tell by putting, you know, how much, just a little dollop in each of them. Like I said in the beginning, this really, really reminds me of having potato skins like in a restaurant. When you would get the appetizer, or some people, you know, like it's a part of an appetizer or sampler, that kind of thing. They just call it potato skins. Sometimes it's twice baked potatoes. All right, so now we've got all of our cups filled up again with all of our goodies. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna put cheese on top of them again. And I think I'm gonna increase the oven this time from 350 to about 380. That way they get a little more bubbly. And that way you know that they're getting done and bubbly and kind of mixed together. Like I said before, everything in here is already pre-cooked. So by putting them in the oven, all we're doing is bringing it, just melting it together so that you've got like a little, I like to call them carnivore skins because they remind me of potato skins, but there's no potatoes involved. No carbs involved whatsoever. Kind of push them down a little bit because they are going to shrink down when they melt. Here's my pan ready to go back in the oven. So I'm going to put this back in the oven, and I'm going to, like I said, I upped it to 380, and I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. And meanwhile, this is how they look when they come out. As you can see, I have a plate of them here. There's 12 of them. And as they start to cool off, they kind of like take their shape more so. So as you can see, this is the shape of it. And they stay together pretty good. They're a little bit greasy just because of the cheese. So, but anyway, so let's try this one out and see how they are. Really good. Really, really good. As you can see, you got your cheese, your chicken, your bacon, your seasonings, your cream cheese, and then cheese on top again. They're perfect. Perfect for kids. Kids can pick them up and hold them. You know, like I said, they're kind of greasy because of the melted cheese, but they turn out really, really good. They're a perfect side for any meal, or just even a snack by themselves. Okay guys, so these are finished cooking. So I'm going to show you what the end result looks like on these. So as you can see, these cups are kind of, you know, like I said, it's going to sink down a little bit. So just kind of, you know, like usually I'll let this last batch sit here and just kind of get crispy more so, you know. You got the cheese on the edges of the pan, and you know you can't throw that away. You got to eat that cheese because it's that good. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I like to call these carnivore skins because they remind me of potato skins, but there's no potatoes involved, no potatoes whatsoever, no carbs. But they do make a really good carnivore side if you like a side with your steak or your burgers or whatever the case may be. So if you get a chance, please subscribe, please like, give it a thumbs up, give it a comment. If you'd like to see more content like this, then please let me know, and I'll try to put some other stuff together. Again, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for visiting my channel. Have a great day. Also, other places you can visit me, I'm on Instagram, carnivore_private_eye, so it's carnivore private eye. All Things Audra on TikTok, and my website is allthingsaudra.com. And I also have a Facebook page, All Things Audra. So check me out on some other levels of social media. And again, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.